Pretty wild bunch, aren't they?
What's the problem?
Get ready.
You know Scott's coming.
I don't know, and should we close the door most of the way, and
Yeah.
then if he comes a little late?
He said he was going to be here.
Hey,
Okay.
who?
He's
Scott?
Scott. He
Yeah,
said,
Scott said he was gonna be.
yeah, he said, see you Friday.
Okay.
Be running like that.
As soon as he's on the way.
Although he thought Friday was yesterday,
I know,
so maybe showing up tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
It's early for November 5th.
Don't, you're running the meeting, is that correct? And I'll just. Yeah, we can wait a minute or two, just know that I neglected to put the proper date on the agenda, so. Yeah,
Yeah,
that slid by 4 of us, but that's mostly on me, I should have caught that.
Go in your folder.
Mm. That's not what you focus on. Yeah.
Okay, let me start recording.
AG for the roll call.
Larry Dorsey,
Here.
Karen Wologorsky. Here. Dalton Villette,
Here.
Mary Cartwright,
Here.
Errol Wologorsky,
here,
Scott Phillips, Maureen Hogue,
Yeah, roll call, yeah.
Jill Roberts.
Here.
Susan Stanish.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Serbu.
here.
Excellent. And the next item then is approval of the agenda. And I would actually like to make a motion to amend the agenda just to address the letterhead, to address the date from September 19th, 2025, to October 17th, 2025.
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Excellent. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the amended agenda passes. Next is public comment, which is limited to 5 minutes per individual. Are there any individuals in the room?
There are not.
And any individuals on Zoom who would like to participate in public comment?
I don't think we have any. Nope, we do not.
BGQB recognized that.
All right, public comment is closed. Oh, and I see Scott walking in. Hi, Scott.
Phillips here.
All right, so we can move on to number 3 in the agenda, general updates and debriefing. As far as updates, we can go to correspondences completed and required.
Oh, I forgot my book. Let's see, who have I sent to? I have yet to send an email back to Jack Bowles about the map he loaned to us to copy. No, I know that's on my mind. I thanked a person who gave a very strange item that we accepted, part of a 1946 license plate that's half rusted away, and part of a burned piece of paper, a table of contents she found after the Marshall, which I thought we could put in that case with the keys and those other small heartbreak items from the Marshall fire. Lisa Kowalkowski or something like that. So, and I need to know, is it too soon to send the Affleck's a thank you for their help on the privy or not?
Let's wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a few more
Mm,
components.
All right. Any other correspondences to address?
The only
I
thing-
had just one quick thing on behalf of everybody. I sent Mary Cartwright sympathy card for her sister.
Oh, yes, thank you all.
Thanks for doing that.
Thank you.
Excuse me, thanks for doing that.
The only thing I'll add is Mary has a brand new giant pile of cards. And I gave you some new images.
Ooh.
So there's 3 historic photos and then I
Can we
added
see
the fire
them?
truck and
Yeah.
yeah, we can open them.
Or just-
There's, I think the
Yeah,
original
it's
town
possible.
hall, the original depot. I forget what the third one is. There's 3 historic ones and then I did the fire truck in Grassel Park.
It is pretty neat.
You did those all by yourself?
I did.
Wow,
Thank you.
thanks, Jim.
I'd buy them.
Yeah,
I
seriously,
seriously would.
seriously, it'd be nice to have some
Do what?
purchase.
Or
them.
I
So-
would buy them, thank you notes and stuff, so.
I will make you all some if you want.
Yeah, and make them, we can have them for sale at the museums.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because before the fire, we did that with some other
Mhm.
things.
Did people just pay cash?
Mhm. We just put it in the donation box.
So it was only like
Right or wrong, that's how we did
$5,
it, yeah.
I think, so.
I think we did, yeah.
All right.
An ultimate compliment.
Well, I think then we can probably move on to Marshall Fire Remembrance. I don't know how many details I can potentially divulge about this, but we had 2 interviews with different designers about what the Marshall Fire Remembrance could actually look like, and we reviewed not only their kind of qualifications, but also kind of to our surprise and delight, the proposals as well that each of these were able to come up with. We do have a Marshall Fire Remembrance meeting coming up here on Monday. We're going to a recommendation to the town council about our thoughts, and I can say I have personal opinions on the 2 designs. I think the consensus view from the individuals sit in with the interviews as well is pretty similar. There seemed to be, I don't want to speak for everyone, but it did seem like there was one firm as well that was particularly outstanding in their design. So we'll be having this meeting on Monday and making a formal recommendation to the town council. JG, any other kind of additional details there you'd like to share or we can divulge?
No, I think you covered that quite well.
All right. Next, we can move on to the RFI log and mass media list.
Does anyone have any input? I haven't seen anything new.
Not here.
Nope, nothing from me.
Yes, the same is true of the mass media list. I haven't seen anything new.
We'll have to, I think, there was some coverage on. Larry, you contacted the Boulder Daily Camera, correct?
I did.
Yeah,
There was an article
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
about the.
so
event.
that would be
Yes.
about, you know, they didn't. We contacted them, but that would be something that she could add to the list.
Excuse me.
All right. Any other items there? Are we good to move on to donors?
Yes,
See,
well,
those are-
send me the bibliographic info. Is it the daily camera or the Denver Post?
So I should send her what I did,
Oh, yeah,
Do you have
then
the
I'll
article?
put it in there.
what?
We just can send her
No
the article.
TV coverage. to-
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, what did she say?
She just said no TV coverage.
That would have been great.
Yeah, she looked great.
All right. So I think we move on to Donors Lions Club and recent donations.
The most recent donation that I do not have in the inventory yet is Jill Roberts brought in a number of 1940s Christmas ornaments.
Oh,
And we just need everybody to accept those, because I was the only one that knew about those, I think. And then we need to maybe discuss, were we ever going to have the Christmas tree up in the museum? And if so, when would it be up for the first Saturday in December, so that we could hang the ornaments on such a tree? Or,
do we have a tree?
well, not at the moment. We did have a tree that burned.
Oh,
I mean, it was in the basement of the original museum.
I have a pretty old tree, looks, an artificial tree, I could donate.
This was obviously it was artificial, yeah.
I'd be,
That's maybe off the subject here, but, maybe we need to determine if we're accepting Jill's ornaments. And if we do, then I can add them to the inventory. I didn't want to be the only one to judge that.
I think it would be fun to have some of the old ones.
Yeah, and even if we don't put up a tree, you can, what's cool is I like the boxes, right?
oh, like.
They're in the original
display the
boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want a tree, I have a small,
but if we didn't have the tree out, do like we've done with
Yeah,
the,
it pretty much needs to be.
with the military, we're just put it out on a table for that month. If we're, if we're busy and just wanna do something small,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
or if you want a tree, let
Yeah,
me know. I can
exactly.
Bring it in.
And the other question on that is, it's in I think it's a leather shipping box. I
Really?
don't know if we wanted that, yeah.
Hmm.
You know, the boxes that have the strap, which has nothing to do with Christmas ornaments, it's just how my grandparents stored it. From when my, whatever family mailed it from one family member to the other, and they just continued to store them there.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
good size for that.
Yeah.
Would there be anything wrong with keeping it
No.
for storing those?
No,
ones?
exactly,
Even though it's not archival.
Yeah. it's,
Yeah.
they've been in there since 1940.
They're probably-
Yeah, they were mailed, yeah,
Yeah.
it was done during World War II, so,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Oh, I gotta see those.
yeah, so it's in the box, yeah.
Now, do you want an accession number for each little box that's in there?
So how I
Rather
wrote,
than
no, how
every
I
single
wrote,
ornament?
no, so how I wrote it was collection of ornaments. And then the description, having learned from our catalog it, 2 boxes of miniature Merry and Bright. 1 box of medium brand, 4 boxes, whatever, teeny Merry and Bright, and then 1 tree skirt. So I did it as a grouping, but I outlined what was in the group. So we
Okay.
can do 1 number,
Okay. that's
and
what I
then we
want.
can put it in with our ABCDs. When
Oh, okay.
when we put them in when we see how they go in the
Kind of
system.
like you did,
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah.
but then it's
Yeah.
distinct on the donation sheet without having to overdo it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And again, if you want the box, I think we might wanna do the box separate because of what it is.
It's not a Christmas ornament.
No, and it's, yeah, so,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's an old, like, shipping box that was, I think it's leather. But I don't know for
I
sure.
think it's leather.
Like, yeah, it looks like suitcase leather. Mhm.
That was pre-vinyl
Alright.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
On the Lions Club, do I dare ask about the video?
I've sent an email, I haven't heard back.
Okay, thank you.
I'm wondering, with the videos at this rate, JG, if you'd want me to kind of take a crack at it just to get them up and running, because I know it's been a decent amount of time. If we could just have even a very simple kind of display, then we can start to work kind of behind the scenes while it's at least up, and then kind of build it out from there, but at least have something available to show.
I agree, and I think, so when I get a response, I think that would be a great, let's just get the monitors there so that they are in place and
Yeah.
we can slowly get video links or files, thumb drives, whatever that system likes, and go from there. I agree.
Okay.
Do we
Yes.
know, do we know if those videos have Wi-Fi capability built in or anything like that? Where if we have a town internet connection available, you could even run like the YouTube video from the fire or anything like that in some of the programs or anything like
We
that.
should be able to. I
Mhm.
think that they function like a smart screen, don't they, Dalton?
Yeah.
They have,
Yeah, you should be able to and access all these different links. So I think even just something pretty simple at the onset, which could even just link to a YouTube video or two would be ideal. And then we can kind of, once they're up and we kind of have an idea of what the interface is like, then we can start building it out just from kind of behind the scenes and then work it up forwards. And then people can actually access and utilize it more.
I'll let you know what I hear back.
Okay. Yeah, then we can get started there, I think, because I think it's overdue at this point.
yes, absolutely.
All right. Next item then is the QR code signage in partnership with CAPS. So really have to say thank you so much to JG. She has placed an order for a number of these signs that are going to be having QR codes available on them. And we've been working on kind of a potential list of different sites throughout Superior that CAPS would be interested in having some of these metal signs at, along with some historical marker points as well. JG, do you want to offer any additional details on this?
Sure, so I placed an order of 15 signs. 13 of them will be split between CAPS and historic. The last two will go to the Lions for their tree donation. And the great thing is, so they're gonna be aluminum, and remember they're 8 inches wide and 24 inches tall, and they have the bend, and the placard gets attached, and that would have a description and QR code. On the tall, on the rise, 13 of them will have the Town of Superior logo, just the circle. And then I got the Lions Club logo, and their logo is normally 2-color blue and yellow, but I got permission from Bob. When they go single, they go blue. So their logo will be painted on, and then the town logo on the others. The list of 13, I think we've got the first 7 go to CAPS. And then we tentatively, we're talking about, and this is where we need your help, about where we could put these for on the historic side. And a thought is the barn at Grasso, the Homestead House at Grasso. Dalton, you were thinking the Ormond Roach Trailhead area. And I'll let you talk that through. Town Hall mining cart, maybe. Mining cart at Asti, maybe. The Miner Memorial, potentially. So definitely open to recommendations. And also thinking about next year, we can have a whole bunch more. This is really just sort of the pilot. We're piloting this right now. And with 50-some pieces in the public art collection, obviously a lot of those are gonna go in that direction. But we'd really like to take advantage of historic sites and just, you know,
I think the jail,
the jail would be great.
Because-
It's a great idea.
I always get asked, what is that cage you drive, you see? It's like,
Not a parent
We keep
cage.
the historical commission.
well, you've heard about the canary we used in Austria.
I have a question.
Yeah,
How's
Thank
that information on via the QR code going different from the interpretive signs that are already there?
and that, I think that's something that we need to talk about, you know, it could be that. I think one good thing about a QR code leading to the town website is it offers an ADA level of accessibility. So people can, who aren't able to read the interpretive sign on site, if they're able to access the website, that might be of help. But it could be,
I
you
think,
know, there's maybe other details, or I'm not
and there are
sure.
things like you used to do, the historic publication that's become like the commission
Commission
corner.
Yeah.
But I think when we've done stories that are related to the item, those can be in the links.
So what, if you do the QR code, where does it take you then? You mentioned.
It'll take us to the Arts and History website, into the
Then-
historic section.
Section.
Okay.
And it should take you to the breakdown within it. So if it took me to town, then took me to history, then took me to the jail, and let's say there, you have a write-up on the jail, and at the end of that, you can have a link to the commission corner that was if we had something about that.
Mhm.
So you can have the main link, and then you can have links within that branch off.
I'm liking that because for one reason, I confess that those interpretive signs tend to be too wordy. And I wrote all but two of them, so I'm confessing myself. They tend to be too wordy, so this would be one way for people to get information that wouldn't require quite as much reading and digesting time, I guess. Am I right about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was.
A good point.
So they can have as much as they want, little or more.
But open to other ideas or thoughts. Did you at one, so that, you know, even town hall, it's a historic building, it's been renovated. And like I said, the mining cart is out there. So just open to ideas. The list is obviously not finalized. The beauty here again is that the signs are separate from the placard that'll get stuck to it, and they can always be changed out. So if we put a sign somewhere and we don't like it, or it's not working or effective, we can always move it or put a different placard on it.
You know, the current Parks and Rec garage on Cold Creek Drive, and I can do something about the history of the town hall there too,
In the bill.
and the bell.
So, just for the sake of time, perhaps Dalton and I can keep working on the list and then send it out and get your feedback before we
good.
finalize anything. Does that sound okay?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Sounds good. And thank you again. I mean, the jail idea, I can't believe we didn't even think about that, but that would be perfect.
I think so too. Or even the root cellar, you know, just,
Yeah.
you know, all kinds of stuff, so.
All right. So I think we can move on to debriefing then. So October 4th, Open Museum Day. I know when I was there for kind of the first half of the day at ASTI with Scott and then with Larry, I was kind of relatively slow. I think there were in total of around 3 or 4 individuals who were there when I was there, at least for the first half. But what were other people's thoughts who worked in ASTI later in the day? And then we're also at Grasso.
Yeah, we had more, didn't we, Wally, in the afternoon?
Yes.
maybe 6 or more.
It might have been closer to 8 or 10.
Yeah,
Are the tallies going on the sheets by chance?
Yes.
we're trying.
Okay.
But we had 18 at Grasso.
Oh, great.
Well, recently we had
Trail traffic.
a lot more,
I think that's part of
a
it.
lot of trail traffic, I think, yeah, right.
For all we bought that trail.
It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
And,
well used,
yeah, and we try to send people from Grasso over to Asty as well.
and vice
But,
versa.
yeah, vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were telling us that they had been sent up there. So that's good.
And that's when Jack Bowes brought by his map, which we've determined is exactly the same as the one we already have, so that's why Mary's going to arrange returning the topographical map back to Jack Bowes. So, yeah, it was gonna be a good day. And we still have a lot of competition, I think, what did we decide, that was the day of the Oktoberfest, I think, and of course they.
Oh, the Oktoberfest, yeah.
And the weekly Tesla protest.
Uh-huh.
So,
Along with that, on our next museum opening, Marilyn Morgan called me yesterday. And we have a few things to return to her because they were duplicates. So I have a little box that's down in the basement of Asti of things to return to Marilyn. She's going to try to get to our November opening. And she has a few more things to donate, including the graduation list from the Superior School from 1924, I think it is.
Wow.
So these were things she got from one of her relatives. So, and, she's got some more things to give to us that are uniquely Superior. So, I'm gonna try to determine whether she's coming in the morning or the afternoon so I can be there at the right time.
I'm gonna piggyback on that, because it was on mine to pull through at the November 1st meeting. We're gonna set up the mannequin with the World War II Marine uniform that her son wore. And her son's dad was with the mine superintendent, and he's actually in the picture in the Lost Superior book, so it's very, very much Superior related. But anyway, so we're gonna have that museum, not the museum, that uniform on display because of November being Veterans Month.
Yeah, she'll be thrilled over that.
Slight correction, that was her father's Marine Corps uniform. Winston
Yeah,
Parker.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think okay, what did I say? Oh, I said it's done. She's done well for her age.
Miraculously.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Doug.
Sure.
All right. Any other details there, or good to move on to the October 10th work session? All right, work session it is.
Useful for me.
Yeah, we did, well, we outlined the process for documenting donations when they come in. Not what, so donation comes in, we get an ascension form, we make 3 copies, one for JG to scan, keep in the notebook, one to keep with the item, and one Karen can take as she needs. So there's kind of that
For the
spare.
donation form.
Yes, on the form, and then from there, it's working pretty well. Karen gets it updated, Susan and I work it for catalog it, and Mary and I work it for storing once it's been put into the donations.
So
So
Larry fits in as needed.
Yeah. Utility infielder.
yeah, and then you worked on the uniform display, and Susan and I and Larry worked on what we were calling the missing items, which we don't think are missing. We think they are in the storage unit.
Superior storage.
Mhm. So at the end of the month, we're gonna do a field trip up there. And when we go in, we're not just gonna look for those items, but we're gonna inventory what's there. So as we do the remaining catalog, if we don't go into the, where is this, and search everywhere. We have a reference point there, so. We did that, we did one other thing that.
Seems like it, yeah. We got a lot done.
We got, yeah. Oh, we did the records.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
So they're all on catalog.
Phonograph record.
Phonograph records, yes. Are all on catalog it now. So we have an inventory of the box.
Nice.
And they're in archival storage now too. So, because you were up doing the uniform, so we took care of that at the same time. And labeled.
These work sessions, I think, are really working out well. Getting a lot accomplished. I think having it designated every third Friday like that helps so people can plan to be there. And I just say, keep up the good work. Archival crew.
Yeah.
It's going really well.
Yeah.
Just a note on this, we thought we were missing some donation forms. Or that they were lost, and they're actually not lost because we never got them in the first place. So if you know of any donation forms anywhere that you might have, JG and I managed with Jerry Pyle to get his back into the book. He had it at home.
Oh.
And I talked to Jerry because of the write-up on the stove.
Yeah.
I had a long conversation with him the other day, and that's when brought up the donation form.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
but he had sent it to me electronically and then I never sent it on to Karen.
Oh.
So I did find
And
it.
I think most of the ones that we've dealt with were the immediate donations right after the fire. But for posterity, we may just want to fill out a new form.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't.
For posterity, at some point, do we just create new forms for those that are missing? And then we
Yeah.
have the record and mail it to, because a lot of them are like Jim Listoka.
Yeah,
And, oh, other name. It's a couple that's in there, but that takes up like 25 of the 30 items. So it might be a real quick reference form, see attached, and we can actually take it from the list and attach it.
yeah.
But then we can document it back to the people if they need it.
Now we're going beyond the 50,
Beyond,
Tryouts.
after 35. From what we've glanced over, right, well, we were trying to figure out how to approach this. There may be an occasional sheet, but this was the initial right after the fire. Where it was, like I said, probably 20 to 30 that were missing.
but the catalog, we are,
We'll update that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
okay,
yes, so the catalog, it's more did we do them with the people who donated? Is what's in question, so that's why I said, is it for posterity? Maybe it's worth a phone call saying, hey, we're updating our records, do you need a copy of this? To the couple people it is, so we need to be thinking about that. On that, but I think it might have just been in the chaos post-fire.
I think so.
We did have a lot sort of come in.
We did,
There'd be
Yeah.
boxes
Yeah.
full of like little tiny things
yeah, I
like.
mean, I wasn't there, but I just looking at where the timing of how things were
Mhm.
and the amount that would be on a date was huge.
Mhm.
So the fact that we're only missing like that few is, I mean, it's like 3% of the total. If we were a baseball player, we'd be making millions. With that average,
Okay.
so.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for all the work that you do in the work sessions, and I'm glad they're so productive too. Next then is the October 15th annual fall program. I thought everything went incredibly well. I was very happy with the overall turnout, both for the Breathing Healing bus, which seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, JG, it seemed like there was around 50 to 60 people who were able to go onto the bus. And then with the fall program itself, within the community center, talking about Fort Carson, there was around 35, 40 individual attendees there. And I know we got some very high praise from the individuals at Right Relations Boulder, who were very thankful and appreciative for the effort that went into hosting them. So wanted to see just kind of other individuals' thoughts with this on the fall program and how everything went.
Okay, you meant Fort Chambers. You meant
Yeah.
Fort Chambers.
Fort Chambers, sorry.
Person.
Oh. They're still doing stuff down there. I thought it was excellent. I thought I learned a lot more about Fort Chambers and that whole sad part of Sand Creek Massacre that I had never really known before.
Well, that bus setup was really impressive. I know there's a lot of creativity and imagination went into that, as well as the hard, cold facts, so it was, very impressive. I'm glad we did it.
I emailed them to ask for exact numbers. I think around 5:30, we thought we were guesstimating at around 60, but then there was a lot of people that came right at the end, so I'm guessing it could be up to 75.
And a lot of people came to the program and came there, stopped off the bus first, so I think the number did increase there. And we counted, what, 35 at the program in the Long's Peak room.
Really great. Double.
Way to go, Dalton.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you. I mean, hats off to everyone, and especially to town staff for organizing this, and especially getting the word out there too about the event and kind of the dual nature with it, so people could come throughout the day, especially to the Breathing Healing bus, because I know the organizers there had said there were some initial concerns with the timing, Wednesday 2 to 6 o'clock, but it seems like right when they opened, there was a pretty steady stream of people who were in attendance. And I think that was in large part thanks to town staff being able to get the word out there and get people interested in this.
We're getting real good publicity out of the communication department, so
Yeah.
you know, hats off to them. And then, of course, JG and Ann were working all day getting the room set up and magically creating this gigantic screen, which was pretty intriguing. And what about the video now? This guy Andy has videoed other events, and are those accessible? Like
On the arts and history page, off to the side, there's a video link library that takes you directly to YouTube. And then it has all the, both caps and historic videos are there. And so the nice thing is that Andy came a little bit early in the hopes of getting some footage of the bus, but not knowing if that was okay. And he had a conversation with Patrick, who was sort of heading up the bus. And Patrick gave him some guidelines and boundaries. And so he did get quite a bit of footage of the bus. So that will be added to the video, and we'll make sure that it's clear that they were two separate events, all in, one. So yeah, hopefully that'll come out, soon-ish. And speaking of videos, just different topic, but we're still kind of working on the industrial mine walking tour, because it's a little more intricate, and that's not on the website yet, but Larry and I and the videographer are still kind of tweaking some things.
I was, went up and was talking to him about, in that video, it showed the depiction of the thing going on in, down in Sand Creek there. And I went up and asked that lady up there, and apparently that's been made on I think it's an animal hide someplace. And I'm wondering if there's any way, as we get more involved with the Native Americans in our museum stuff, if there's any way we could get a copy of that. I'm not talking about, maybe a poster or something to put on display and show that, because that happened here in this state. And I think that would be something that we should have.
We can ask the Northern Arapaho tribe, that was, I think it was Morris Ridgely, I think that's Ben Ridgely's brother, in fact.
Yeah, actually, it was.
And,
That would be great.
yeah, we'd wanna ask them and maybe ask the Ridgely family if we could, use a copy.
Sure, and make sure it's okay with them that we display it.
Yep.
So I agree with that, I like that.
I actually, because of Wednesday, that when Larry was giving his initial talk yesterday about the Hakes and the coal and the finding of the coal, and it was sort of hard because in a way, second graders are young and we probably shouldn't keep this on them. But I sort of wanted to say something about the land had been stolen, sort of a thing, you know? So it really struck me very deeply on Wednesday, and we need to think through a lot of different things, how we present
The one
this.
speaker said she teaches this to a fourth grade class,
Mm,
and Catherine Jenks leads the elementary tours at History Colorado, including the Sand Creek Massacre exhibit.
right.
So I think we have two resources to ask how we would do that
Okay.
before next year, yeah.
Yeah,
Cause Catherine was telling us about that yesterday, between groups. Right, but we didn't get into the how it's presented.
yes. 'cause
But
you
just
don't
that
have
they
much
do.
time. Okay.
And then
That'd be
the one gal teaches it with her
Yeah.
fourth grade curriculum.
Yeah,
So.
yes, because they, fourth grade, they do the state history. don't they?
Mhm.
We just- Yeah, but.
But
and
we could
Catherine is
educate
right
ourselves
here.
a little bit of how to weave it in.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think that'd be good because if we're able to include some details on that history, it's excellent because we're able to get just a broader view of the history of Superior and add some historical context too.
Mhm.
And we have resources who are willing and able and have a history of teaching this to elementary school children. So maybe you can obviously tweak the language from fourth grade to second grade accordingly, but we have resources available to address that.
Great, thank you.
Which I think is actually a very good segue into the second grade field trips.
Indeed.
Lots of lovely enthusiastic kids.
It went really well. Good, bad news is that El Dorado's population's going down. Good news is we didn't have overwhelming crowds. We had just, approximately 40 kids divided into 3 groups. So I thought it went real smoothly from the standpoint of Mary and I did at Grasso. So, and of course, again, the highlight was Long be in jail.
Oh, Mayor Lasik sentenced them to jail.
Well, that's right. The mayor sentenced the kids to jail. So.
Yeah, I thought things went well.
He exceeded his authority.
Yeah, yesterday Karen taught us well, so the previous.
Yeah.
We bribed them on the touching, which seemed to work a little better. Yeah, we talked about not touching, and if they could stick with that through the tour, at the end, there would be time to touch and we used the irons. And that was it.
Okay.
So with the 3 irons out, they kind of all moved, and that seemed to
Really?
by and large bring the touching down, yeah. And how heavy they were and how they got hot and so that was the only thing we really added different yesterday.
That was good, thank you.
Yeah,
Those irons that they could be touched by
Yeah,
a
my
million
big-
people and then.
Right, my concern was someone was gonna grab it and not realize how heavy it was, so I was like, had my hands under it the whole time. Cause I knew we came through, we didn't have to do paperwork on any smashed toes, including ours. And they still like your doll, that's an ongoing, the doll in the dollhouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a lot of curiosity about those too, so.
Yeah, I like that idea about having something that they can touch,
Mhm.
because if they're anything like I am, and they put up a sign that says do not touch.
The first thing you
And
wanna
the
do.
first thing, I don't know where it comes from, but something makes my arm come up and my finger come out and go.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And I really like the
That's-
fridge.
That's not necessarily a joke either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So Wall has gone through life with all this paint on his hands. Wet paint do not touch, and you had to
Yeah.
try it out on the wall.
Actually, I leaned up against the wall and had it on my shirt.
Okay.
No, I'm serious, and I, Karen gets a little disgusted with it, and I don't know why I do it, I don't know if it's the devil makes me do it or what. I touch.
A tactile learner.
It's not because you're a contrarian or anything.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so that was the big shift yesterday, but that was, I
Good
mean,
going.
it was a little shift that made we weren't doing the constant. Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch.
Well, I think we can work on integrating that for adult audiences as well, or at least for Wally.
Yeah, and something came out, one of the moms, like, pulled me aside and talked the entire length of Susan's script with questions. And I said, we're open on Saturdays, and if you want some one-on-one to learn about this, you can reach out to the town. And, one of us will come over and we're happy to spend an hour with you one-on-one. She sent the email.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah, and I'm good to respond back and just set up the time, if that's okay.
yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know if we needed to do something else. Like she was asking something, I said, oh, we've got some of that in storage in the basement. She's like, are we allowed to see it? And she was just fascinated.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Well, that was a nice complimentary
Mhm.
email she sent.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. That's actually off topic. That's a perfect example of, we had kind of talked about a communication protocol when those come in,
Mhm.
and it would be either myself or leadership. But this is a perfect example to say, I got this because I talked to this person, and just so everybody knows.
Mhm.
So that's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask her to volunteer if she really wants to come
Yeah.
through it. So.
You bet.
No, I think that'd be great.
And actually, as part of that, with Nancy Thomas, should she be included in our correspondence kind of emails for museum open days and things, because since she wants to be a docent as often as she's able.
Is the emails for the open, you mean would Larry
Some
send them out?
sense for the museum open days and things.
Yeah,
so
we
that
could
she can be-
include her as, a CC on those.
Yeah,
We've been doing that with Jean Barrett too,
yeah,
from time to time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that she feels involved and she stays in touch and active.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that idea. All right. I think that covers everything with the second grade field trip then. Heritage Roundtable and Anfram.
The roundtable, I didn't attend roundtable yesterday due to being at the field trip, so I have no report on the roundtable. Anything we got coming up for Anfram?
Yes, Monday,
Yeah.
Monday, San Fran.
yeah.
And Anfram hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so Monday, from 1 to 3 at the Altoona schoolhouse up in, is it Left End Canyon?
Yes.
In Boulder. I can read what it's about, or, just say it's gonna be, there's 2 people presenting, one from Wings Over the Rockies and another one from the Longmont Museum, talking about the way they've expanded their programming to give us ideas. And then Cheryl Kippen at Boulder County Parks will show us around the Altoona Schoolhouse and talk about how they have taken this one-room schoolhouse and made a programming around it, which would be quite useful for us with our little half of a room schoolhouse. So if you can go, I think it'd be great. And if anyone doesn't have this on their phone, I could forward it to them, telling you how to get there and all of that.
You available to go, Jill?
Jill's
No.
way.
Oh, is it? Okay. I know you're going
Oh,
next.
to be otherwise engaged.
Yes.
I would much rather be going to Anne Fran with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try to go, but I'll just go independently since I live farther north.
Well, let's see what my weekend goes like. I could pick you up. It wouldn't be too big a deal. Well, it's like correction, it is Altona is the only one, so it's out, and it's a little stone, schoolhouse. And it has some of the Dorsey antiques, in there too, school desks and map case and things like that that we donated to. Because they spent a few years refurbishing that building.
Right, okay.
Right,
So check with you for a ride.
yeah,
Okay.
let's talk.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to go.
All right. Well, I think
Also,
we can-
they are having an election of officers for ANFAM, but I don't think any of us were interested, but
We'll nominate Jill over there.
yes.
Remember my retirement plan for the next few years, not to lead, direct, navigate, orchestrate, facilitate.
All those verbs.
All those verbs. I'm going to participate.
You do that well.
Yeah, that's a good adjective.
That is.
All right. I think we can move on to the work plan check-in then. So as far as discussion items, first one is the 2026 annual work plan.
I thought just to get things rolling, I could email this year's work plan so that y'all can be thinking and looking at it, so that for the November meeting, we can work on it, and then so work on it next month and then finalize it at the December meeting. Would that work?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Do we want to, consider the draft town plan and see where we can make connections with our couple of items in that town plan?
The comprehensive plan?
Yes,
I can, do you want me to send that with it?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I might excuse them with my contribution. I always ask that.
There you go. That's it.
Okay, so I'll email that out. And just that, you won't need to respond, your response will come, at next month's meeting, unless you do want to email them ahead of time.
Perfect. All right. Well, then next is collection management.
Yeah, I think I've given it a lot of
Yeah.
updates this week, but we do officially have a license thanks to JG.
Woo.
Up to 25,000
items. I think we're good for a while.
We went from 50 to
yeah.
up to 50 to 25,000. Yeah.
And,
Okay.
you
He's
know,
got another 1,000 left.
Yeah.
You
But-
better get busy
you know,
then.
everyone's support as we figured this out has been great. We've learned to do little things like Larry and Mary took us into the barn and we just took pictures of everything. So now when we go through Karen's records, it's easier to match things and we don't go, well, where is this? And yeah, searching. So I think it's everything's starting to connect. Susan, what did I miss?
Collections.
We have up to 10 users. So right now there's 4 of us. It's me, Susan, Jill, Catherine. So we have 6 more user. If you are interested in being an admin or having the login, let me know.
Yeah. I'd be interested too.
Oh, yes, I would be.
Doing that French thing again. It's right in the new document. I am so fun. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
That I'm in taking notes, somehow the document suddenly decides to revert to French language correction. So It's telling me all my English words are wrong and they need to be corrected.
Oh, no, oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry.
I think we should submit our notes to council in.
Just the way they are, see if
Just-
they're really reading them. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, we actually have a new agenda item. It's all about checking in on everyone's Duolingo progress.
Okay, they kind of like it.
Now I have no trouble with one language, so.
So if, anyone else I add, I think Susan, Jill, and Catherine are admins, but there's other levels that we can do, so, we want you to have access, of course, but I think admins need to stay admins, and then the others, we can put you in as a user or something, just so that you're able to get in there. So Dalton, you said you were interested?
Yeah.
Anyone else, Mary? Mary? Right.
I may be
No,
also.
no.
And I would just say, if you see something glaring, let Catherine and Susan and I know.
Mhm.
Because again, we're figuring this out as we deal with them, so we want to make sure what it is that we get it systemic.
Makes sense.
Perfect. Really exciting.
All right. Well, I think we can move on to volunteer update. I'm going to be reaching out to Jade just for a check-in on her progress with all the individual names. And I think Scott and I and Jade are due for a meeting or a call just to kind of go over all the work progress and start to potentially winnow down some of these different names that have been identified from her. I know she's in the middle of finishing out her work there and wants to, it seems like, stay involved at least with this specific kind of subcommittee and group project effort with OSAC. Scott, any other details there?
No, other than we really need to winnow down the list for OSAC. And I apologize for, I really had no availability in September, and that has a carryover effect October. It makes it difficult for me to dive back into things as I catch up.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. Yeah, we can especially address this in October and then into November as well. And I can start looking at some of these and maybe identifying ones that we can narrow down too.
Yeah, again, I recommend avoiding verbs and descriptive things and focusing on more concrete nouns that
Yep.
are more reliable and we can do across multiple language groups.
Yeah.
Question, Jade had been also interested in exhibit planning. Is it possible maybe to, I know either a physical exhibit or maybe a digital, especially if we get the screens put in? Is there something we could do with that? So she had mentioned that interest.
Particularly interested in the Native American exhibit planning, and so Dalton had requested that we did send her the information to begin the outreach, and we don't have a status update on that either to History Colorado about available shared collections.
Could she help us with the presenting the native lands to the second graders, that bridge, reaching out to the two organizations?
That would still create a lot of work for one of those.
Okay.
She a senior in high school this year?
I don't.
Maybe down the road,
Yeah,
but I
down the
think
road,
yeah.
sticking to the agenda of the trail names and then her desire for a.
Yeah, step by step.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just need a status and if she made any progress on outreach to the History Colorado people about those collections, and then if we do have some information from that, we might be able to sign a next step on that as well, as far as exploring what we can do.
Yep.
The other thing, I just want to throw it out there as a possibility when you have that conversation is to remember that there's the exhibit space here.
Yeah,
Definitely, you know, whatever we can make use of, yeah.
Yeah, it could, because Historic did an exhibit with these photos a couple years ago. And so it could be another Historic Commission led exhibit.
And it might be a better space for it.
Like after this, youth, the
Well,
kids-
like next year sometime, you
Okay.
know.
that was going to January. or
Yeah,
something.
well, then, you know, and I've got more exhibits lined up. But it could be like next fall, there's an opening, you know,
Right,
something like that. So if you wanna maybe mention that to her as just a potential, this is when you're kind of seeing what her thoughts are.
yeah, we can
Those kids.
explore use of this
Oh,
space.
they're so cute.
Whether it's
This
for-
year.
I'll look into that.
Yeah.
So I think that would check a couple of really nice boxes to
It's a pretty good.
give her that outlet, but also have just an educational.
Right, and regardless of
Exhibit
the history Colorado outcomes, we can explore some kind of exhibit use here.
yeah. All right. And then we touched on this a little bit earlier, but Nancy Thomas, I do agree it'd be good if we can keep her interested. I mean, it seems like she's been very eager to work with us when it comes to docent work. So hopefully we can just keep her in communications there. I know she had let me know she was out of town, but she had expressed an interest in attending this meeting, but she's away right now. And then it also seems like Jill, maybe we'll have another recruit for volunteers.
Who, weren't we considering having her support the cemetery opening day in some aspect?
Yep.
And that's what you all found?
Yeah.
Or not?
I know she's also interested in the trail naming, the indigenous names.
Everyone's interested in that.
Right. Yeah.
But any other updates on volunteers? All right. Next, Law Superior updates.
That would be Maureen.
Yep.
We've lost. Oh, I can't have anything to report. I had to give the scroll material priority, but I do think I can do more between now and the November meeting. Get a preliminary list to the group.
List of revisions and.
Yeah, and if anyone else has revisions that you know of, feel free to send them to Maureen so she can just add them to her list.
But since we have a couple hundred copies, it's gonna be a while before there's any.
Yeah,
Revision
I
got
have a
half.
feeling this list will take a while just to create and,
Yeah.
you know,
Once
discuss
again,
and finalize.
I wrote the introduction and it's probably too wordy. So we got some corrections in there we are aware of.
It's very informative, though, your introduction to that.
You think so?
I do.
Just I'll give you a free ride to Altona School.
Oh,
You have to do something else to get back.
It's a one-way drive. He did not say round.
It's still working, doesn't it?
Oh. Okay, I think the next item is first too.
Yep. Next is Stroll and Scroll walking tour.
Well, I gave you all the fourth draft, it stays up. JG and I are still working with the town for the info on town hall and the fire station, but you get the idea. I also need to fact check for the cemetery. We do know that the map Jack Bowles lent us to be scanned very clearly shows how you can get from South 88th in Louisville over to the cemetery on Colby. Jack said that was one of the best features of that map. The road is very clearly described, so I suggest you get that scanned in so we can use it as a graphic. The first map I'm recommending is a more accurate view of the Hague holding. Then we can go forward from there and show how that holding developed into original superior. Then how original superior developed, say after 1950. It gives the visitor an idea of what the place looked like over its history. Then I'd also suggest a list of the buildings that survived the Marshall Fire, more recent history. I'll mention the town hall and the fire station were two of them, just sustained smoke damage. But we should at least list the private homes and other things, just give the addresses. The goal is to let the visitor choose what they want to see themselves. It's a self-guided tour.
So I had two questions, and I need your guidance on how best, I'm gonna ask them and then how we best communicate. Okay. So my first question was, when I read this, was, aren't these the types of things that would map to ultimately the QR code? Right? And so if
Well,
that's,
Yeah, I think she's still thinking about something that somebody would be carrying with them.
okay, so that leads to my second question, which says, when I hear a walking tour, when I've done them in the past, you get a start at town hall, walk the path to the west, a quarter mile, and you'll come to this,
The old firehouse.
the old firehouse,
Right.
and then you get the information on the firehouse. And then it says, and now walk Second Street, a quarter mile here. So and to me, that says, well, I get to that place and I get to the QR code and it takes me to the next directions. So is that in the works, or am I misunderstanding?
No, I think that you guys can make that be in the works, right? She wants to have dialogue. If you wanna put that to the QR code, that's fine.
Yeah,
As long as,
because that
Yeah.
gets you all the ADA and everything else.
yeah,
Yeah,
as long as they have some graphic, or how do I get from here to here?
okay.
That's what I know.
I like that idea, like maybe there's a map and
Yeah.
it has
Uh-huh.
locations and there's a QR
Code
code
at each location, yeah.
But
that's what I
the
envisioned when I was,
content
yeah, you use
writing
for the QR
of the
code.
site.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that was when I read this, how I envisioned it, but I didn't know if it was me solutioning or her.
And that could
Desire.
actually, going back to the QR
Yeah.
signs, that could actually be a part of that.
Yeah.
QR code will be a backpack on the list. You can,
Yeah,
you have to like that.
so I think she's tying into the QR.
Okay.
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 We've been
Okay,
working on
yeah, that's why I said I didn't know the best way to ask.
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So a lot of
that.
these.
Generally, she's all about publishing things. Well, we've moved past that. She's got it. She's understanding. So,
Yeah.
but she wants to, whatever she
Yeah.
wants to put at the info
Right,
station.
yeah, I think
is what
what's
she's
published
working
is your map that says walk, here's your
Yeah.
highlights, and that gets you from,
And that's why she was talking about.
yeah, QR
why we
copy.
ought to scan things that help you get to the cemetery, which is the oddball
Mhm.
part of the strolls
Yeah.
generally.
Mhm.
It's actually a lovely walk from town hall to the
It seems like
cemetery.
also the old fashioned way was then to have a photo of the
Mhm.
place too, but now we could
Yeah,
have the photo on the sign or photo on the,
in the QR,
The QR.
yeah.
I really like the idea of maybe using these signs for,
Mhm.
for those walk.
Mhm.
Maybe that's a shift. I don't know, Dalton, since you're kind of involved in both, maybe.
No,
Let
I
me
think
know
this way,
what your
yeah, that we
thoughts
can
are.
integrate kind of both of those. So we can, I'm wondering, the thing that I was thinking about is I was wondering if we could do like almost kind of a two-pronged approach where you could just have just information from the QR code, or that it directs you to the same link at the QR code. But when you break it down, you could either do one, just I'm just stopping by the jail. I don't want to do the walking tour, but I'll just get some information about that. Or the other option is, hey, here's this information about the jail. You can continue on this walking tour if you'd like in this direction.
Yeah, you can head west and see these three things, and you can head
Yeah.
east.
This sounds really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think those are, that's your map. And then that's your QR codes.
Hmm. Yeah, that could be good. And I think there's a way that we can kind of marry both of these.
Okay.
Yeah, because the content's great. I mean, it's very user.
JG, I was wondering what the comms department could do. Is there a way we can digitally ship the maps? Years ago, I was at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. I mean, like 20 years ago. It was an exhibit on the Lewis and Clark expedition. And they had a monitor where you could manipulate it and see the map of the US in the new Republic era. And you could shift the scene to show where Lewis and Clark traveled and how it related to the Louisiana Purchase. So I was wondering if that technology is more standard today. Can we put in a digital aspect that lets the visitor manipulate things, shift views, shift maps over the townscape?
What that says, tell her a good idea. I don't know how fast she's like got ideas going for me. Is your Bloomberg?
The Bloomberg
The
Connect.
Bloomberg Connects fits right
Can
into
we
the,
back this up for a second? I got a question about.
this is like big old brainstorming.
Can we do something that when you do get to these at the beginning, there's some ADA aspect, because one of the complaints that a lot of the seniors in this town have is that we've got a lot of open space, but maybe 20% of it is accessible to people. So if you're gonna do a walking trail, you can get the information up front and it can tell you at what point does this trail get inaccessible to you if you have walking abilities.
It's a street tour.
Oh.
Yeah, but let's put it across to these other things as well, if we're gonna talk about this, because
Yeah,
a lot of the seniors have issues with, going to the cemetery, they can't navigate as well in a wheelchair because of travel or a walker. Just something to help them understand that if you continue on this, you can, like you said, get the information on the screen rather than having to traverse it physically.
That'd be good, especially with the idea. I liked having the sign by the Ormond Roche trailhead to give some details on how it got its name. And that's a perfect spot. Then it's like we can detail how far along you can go or that's actually accessible.
yeah.
yeah, and then eventually when that trail does go in, it would split over to being more accessible.
Yeah,
So right now it's not.
Yeah, but label the sections of it.
exactly,
Well,
yeah.
When you do various hikes, right, you get moderate based on accessibility, they give whatever the ratings are.
Exactly, and it's hard to sculpt natural landscape to be ADA compliant. You can't.
Compliant, yeah.
Make it so that it's understandable how far you can actually.
How far you can get, yeah, or if you need, yes, assistance.
Great, yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Is she?
Did you tell her we're applauding? The other thing I like about this is we can accomplish a little piece and easily do this because.
Yeah,
Oh, you can get these first wave of signs up and then have the next, throw a pebble in the pond and let it go.
don't forget your
Okay,
photos.
so thank you.
Take care. See ya.
Have a great weekend. Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
I
All
don't.
right.
He said he's coming back.
Always coming back. Okay.
Okay, so I think next then, upcoming events, November 1st, Open Museum Day, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., typical time, and the cemetery being open from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So I know I'm available, and I was thinking I can be up at the cemetery for those hours too. I think Nancy Thomas had expressed interest potentially being there as well, so I can reach out, but I wanted to see if there's any other individuals who are interested in being up at the cemetery.
I did talk to Nancy, out at the bus, and I don't think she's gonna be here on the 1st.
Okay.
She said she's gonna be out of town, so we might need to.
Yeah, I think she is out of town present.
Let's see, I can volunteer to do the cemetery if you loan me the book from the museum. Be up there with.
Like maybe set up the museum and then head up to the cemetery.
No, I mean, we have
The big notebook.
Big notebook of cemetery
Yeah.
information there. I don't know if
Yeah.
I need to support,
Yeah.
unless someone else wants to do it, because I don't know very much about the cemetery, honestly.
What a way to learn.
Well, that's what I thought.
Crash course.
Exactly, especially if I.
If you go grab the book, it's on top of the Marshall Fire case right now.
Yes.
We need to move it out of reach of second graders. Yesterday, and I didn't
Before
remember
we get
anything
too
of that.
deep into that, I worked with comms, we have I could actually go get it. We have a new sign going up at the cemetery. It's pretty straightforward. It's just Superior Historical Cemetery established, whatever the year is, and then, I think comms, I'll go get it in a second, or I'll bring it up on my computer. But my bigger question is that these hours are weather permitting,
Yeah.
but what is the weather permitting? You know, I feel like we need to put something around that, so, you know, is it temperature, is it precipitation, like, is it
Precipitation.
both? But if it's 40 degrees on, you know, like, I guess, I wanna know what your boundaries and where are you with that?
Mainly precipitation, because it's Colorado, people can put jackets on. If it's sunny, we'll get more people regardless.
We used to, on a simpler Girl Scout thing, we used to follow BVSD indoor-outdoor recess guidelines, because there was temperature and precipitation on that. Because you can put on a jacket at 30 degrees, but if it's pouring rain, you don't want a bunch of kids coming.
Right, or high winds.
Yeah.
I would
I think the
also.
wind is more a factor than.
Right, yeah, so I wanted to ask you that question, what are the limits as far as weather permitting? And then number 2, how do we communicate back out if that open cemetery hours, if we're gonna close or cancel because of weather?
We could just put a notice at the cemetery as well as letting people know at the museums.
And what can I do to help create said notice? Like, should we make a special sign, a whiteboard? It's like, what should I do?
A laminated sign with zip clips, hole punch and zip clips that attach it to like a fence.
So that if you decide, because I think that's the hard part that we were talking about with comms, is that it's a Saturday and we may not be able to get the message, the cancellation on the calendar fast enough.
Right.
So I like the idea, if I make you some signs, you have them, you get up there, you realize you need to close, you can just put it on the fence, and then I could go.
Yeah,
the following.
if it's plasticized in some manner, has hole punches and zip ties, you can attach to some,
Okay.
where it won't blow away.
Well,
But it's high winds and precipitation or standing snow cover. Active precipitation or standing snow cover.
Is there any way we can get that out more in front as opposed to them having to walk all the way back
Yeah,
into
good
the
idea.
cemetery and then find out it's closed there?
In other words, by that parking area
Yeah,
first.
somewhere something there
Or
where,
we could staple something to a laugh to, pound the lap in.
Sure, whatever, you know, so that they don't have to walk all the way back there and then.
Well, and
it's
if the
not open.
forecast is horrid on the sixth, we make a decision, or the seventh, whatever, the 31st, I guess.
31st.
I'm looking at the.
Yeah, I just
I
wanted
never
to
do that.
kind of throw that out there, cause
Yeah.
you know, that was the questions I was getting from comms, and I was like, for now, let's just put it, you know, that they're quarterly open hours, weather permitting, or by appointment. That's what the sign says. But I felt like we needed to create parameters so that you all know
Mhm.
too, and
Yeah,
how do we
don't,
make
don't
that?
come up in gusty winds.
Yeah.
Active precipitation or standing snow cover.
I'd agree with that. I think a lot of outdoors oriented people can dress warmly if it's cool, but if it's snowing and there's already 4 inches of snow on the ground, it's,
Hard to see a great.
But I think, you know, to your point, you know, some people may not think high winds as a weather permitting thing,
yeah,
so I
put that
think
in
that's
there.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. So so by having 2 people up at the cemetery, is that gonna be okay for the museum?
Yeah, I'd like
coverage?
to, I'd like to help with the cemetery, if I could help maybe more by just helping get Scott oriented, you know, that thing I had you scan and send to Maureen, that would be all he'd have to see, doesn't have to go through all the
Do you want
photographs.
me to send it to
Yeah.
Scott?
Doesn't have to go through all the photographs
Yeah.
of the, stone, headstone, rehabilitation, so.
Yeah, also, I'll show up at the Basti at the regular time before heading up there.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and also, if you've gone to the old Superior Historians I did back in the day, there's two of those are about the cemetery. And so that's, so a lot of it's the synthesis of what's in those other pages, but.
And there's the video tour that Mr. Dorsey gave on the Arts and History page, video section.
Yeah, perfect educational.
It does answer some questions.
I'm available for autographs after the meeting if you.
Well, that's the other reason. I'm trying to show up the schedule to make sure I have the materials together when people ask, they can.
The Dorsey BS tour of 2025.
Are there gonna be
I
t-shirts?
want t-shirts like I went to a rock concert.
Yeah.
Mhm. I survived Dorsey's BS tour.
I encouraged.
Yeah, you're in trouble. Oh, are we out of line, Dalton?
No, not at all. Don't worry. But I think we have kind of our ducks in a row, at least with the cemetery. And the good thing is, I mean, I've always joked that I was a born and bred Coloradan, so I have snowflakes in my veins. So if it's a little chilly out, that's okay.
Well, like Scott, I'll start off at Grasso on the first and then migrate wherever needed or just stay there.
Okay, I'm happy to be wherever, but
Yeah, and I'll be somewhere around noon. That's my daughter flakes on me again like she did last month.
Oh,
Blame the kid.
gosh.
Yeah, I want to arrange to be at ASD when Marilyn Morgan is coming, and she's supposed to let me know. And that's not a for sure, because she may be out of town.
Okay,
So it's kind of pending at the moment.
I see her close friend pretty regular. I'm trying to get her some information so her friend Marlene can contact me, so
Oh,
I'll do work on that next week.
okay.
Should
Excellent.
help too.
All right. Well, then next, as far as upcoming events, is just the work session.
So the work sessions are usually the second Friday, which is the
Did I get the wrong
You
day?
put the 7th,
The third Friday?
the second Friday. So the
Really?
second Friday of
This is third.
November is the 14th. And their meetings are the third Friday.
All the dates are just
Now,
wrong on
for
the
those
agenda.
of us who come regularly, I'm out of town the 14th and would love to get together on the 7th, but I know that requires a publication,
I
so.
apologize.
I don't
for
wanna-
that
yeah.
incorrect date again.
either date would work for me. if we,
I would just need to change it on the town
Calendar,
calendar.
exactly.
But if.
But for this month, that would,
So it is the 14th.
it should be, the
should be the
routine is the
14th.
14th.
Yeah.
Unless you wanna keep it the seventh, is that what we're saying?
Well, I'm
No,
saying,
it's not supposed to be the seventh.
it's supposed to be the
14th.
14th,
Yeah.
but do we want to reschedule this? month?
That's what I meant to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with me too.
Works for me.
So we're saying keep the 7th.
keep the seven.
Keep the
Apparently,
7th.
as a work session.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
at our usual time.
Right,
Okay,
10 to 12.
And I will get the town calendar changed just for this one event.
Okay.
yep,
Well,
Perfect.
then, the end of the agenda where it says next meeting Friday, November 14th is also incorrect.
yeah, it's a week out.
I'm just off by weeks.
What month were you looking at, Jason?
I don't know.
Maureen has a question.
Okay, oh.
How many more work sessions do we need at the museums before we're in infinite smoke?
Oh.
And
500?
infinite,
Infinite, 500.
That's what she said.
how many before we're in maintenance mode?
So. Was it that you were
It's
gonna have?
perpetual.
It's perpetual, yeah,
Yeah,
because
There's always something.
donations
Coming in.
keep coming in. We've got to get everything stored archival, and then you start rotating exhibits, and like the quilt, we actually have to swap. Yeah, because we have, so it's
Just ongoing.
It's constant, yeah, and so,
well, that makes sense.
yeah. Yeah. Um,
21st, so 21st is our next meeting. Yeah. Right.
Who knows? Well, it's fine.
Okay. So I think we got all the dates straightened out. Okay, and
We do meet in
Okay,
yep.
December and that, a lot of times advisory groups use it as a holiday
okay, yeah.
lunch or dinner.
Yep, okay.
So last year, the group went, I think we met for an hour and then we went across the street to PJ's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Why are you frowning?
Nothing. I was remembering I missed lunch because I was still working.
That's right, you were there.
I was still working. I was being sad, just sure. No, I was being sad because I missed it last year.
I missed it too, don't worry.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
you know what? I will add that to the agenda for y'all to make a decision next month for the December meeting, because I can't believe it's, honestly, I can't believe it's already this time. So I'll make a note, to add December meeting lunch to agenda.
okay.
Okay, thanks for asking that question.
All right, so now staff updates with the November budget report.
Per the email, there is no change to the budget because none of the invoices have hit. So, but next month there'll be changes, I'm sure. So basically we're at the same place. Larry, did you want me to put the budget up? Did you want to ask any questions right now or?
I think I'm okay. Does anybody want to see the budget up on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just brought up with JG if what we might do with some of that deferred donations.
The deferred
The
reserve.
Tebow and the Woody donations, but
You want that on the agenda for next month?
I was wondering if we could tap into that to finish off the privy, if we to.
Sounds good.
And, cause JG's projected $1,800. We're gonna get $200 from the, Questers,
For paint, technically.
just for paint, but take care of the paint purchase, so. If we don't have enough left in the budget to cover the privy, can we tap into those $2,000?
How much do we need? Because we already have the shingles, they're sitting there in the basement.
Oh, no, they're not.
Oh, no, they're not.
They're on the gritty.
Okay, well then,
That's
what's,
why the tarp is down, right?
Yeah.
oh, okay. So this would just be a bill coming in that we're talking about.
I think, yeah, so I'll jump down to that number 3 item. So
Okay.
so if you recall, the shingles were donated.
Mhm.
And that was sort of up in the air if the donor was gonna also roof it.
Mhm.
But I think so much time has lapsed that I think that potential it just wasn't a reality
Mhm.
anymore. And so, we had a contractor, our parks superintendent had a contractor doing other work at parks, and so I piggybacked on that contractor because he had roofing experience. And so he went down to the basement, inventoried the number of shingles that were donated to make absolutely sure it was enough to cover, and it was just enough.
Mm.
And, so he did do the work.
Right.
So it's done, and so I think Grassroots is gonna come back and do a little bit more something.
There's still some woodwork left.
Yeah, some woodwork that needs to get done, and then we'll be ready to paint it.
Okay.
So working with Carol, communicating with Carol on all the steps, cause she's been really wonderful with just helping to orchestrate and plan and all the steps. She's really been.
She's done a lot of that.
A lot of that, and I'm so appreciative of that. She's
Yes,
just
sir.
been a great guide. And the fact that she's been a great guide and she's secured a donation for the paint, so, you know, it's really been great. So we're moving along. I'm hoping that we get to the paint stage, cause I think you all volunteered to paint,
Yeah.
that it's still warm
Good.
enough for painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but just know that, yeah, the shingles are now out of the basement finally. And, on the roof where they
So
belong.
out of curiosity, there was some speculation to nail them or glue them down, you know, what?
He did both.
Oh, he did both.
So a new roof was put on, by Grassroots. They put a new wood
Under-
top. But then the roofer, because of the nails, he decided to add yet another panel just to give it a little more oomph, and so we don't have a million nails coming through the roof on the inside.
Good.
But he was gonna use both nails and adhesive. And cause I think technically those shingles are just adhesive, but he wanted to do both, and he said it's okay, he's used those before.
Oh, okay,
So he felt very comfortable with that material,
great.
so.
That's good news.
Yeah, so that's moving along, which is great. Going back up to item number 2, the artist was not able to attend today's meeting to have a conversation with you. He's been traveling, both for personal and work purposes, but he will join us on November 14th. Via Zoom,
Oh, okay.
November
or
21st.
21st. Look at me. Oh.
We just wanna make sure he's got the right.
Yeah, make sure.
He'll be lonely.
I better write that down.
I like you, JG.
I'm losing it.
Excuse me.
But he's gonna, I did send him your design feedback. So he has enough to get started with, and then I'm sure he'll wanna show you that and then probably ask you more questions.
Okay.
So we're rolling right along, things are moving. Catalog and membership, we already covered, so we're good. And then just a reminder that I'm out October 27th through the 31st.
Do you mind reminding me again how much our catalog and membership is every year?
It was 540 something.
Okay, that just, I was curious.
Every year is 540?
It's, I think it's.
That's an arts and history budget item. But yeah, it's like 500, 550 or 540.
Yeah,
something like that. And I don't think I have anything else.
I
Just,
haven't,
the only other thing I wanna add is that, I do have the cemetery signs that, like I mentioned. At first, we just had one printed up, but then I had a conversation with Leslie and she suggested a second sign, just duplicate. So that when you're walking up, there's one on the south side of the fence, so you see it. And then there'll be one on the side where the gate is, the entrance side, just so that there's two.
Is there gonna be a sign? I don't know the name of the street, but down where you're going this way and then you have to turn left to go down to the cemetery. They almost need a sign there, cause.
We are gonna have a sign
Oh,
there,
okay,
yeah.
the intersection of those two streets.
Yeah, I think if we're talking about the same area, I'll have to get with you separate to make sure that we're talking the same
Yeah,
spot. But there is gonna be more signage further down so that people know.
Okay, I'm talking about the street that goes by the sports stable and the,
I know what you mean.
Oh,
whatever that street is. You
street
keep
sign.
going up there, you
Turn
go up a
left.
couple blocks to turn left to into the.
Oh, up there, so an actual street sign.
We know how to
Like
put
on
up
a
those
pole.
brown ones,
Yeah.
so.
Some kind of a sign that says the historical
It would have
cemetery
to be
is
a-
down there another block.
It would have to be a street sign, kind of like that museum sign in the original town that says museum. It would just say
Yeah.
cemetery.
Yeah, because when we go through there, I keep thinking, nobody knows there's even a cemetery down there.
And where to turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. But anyway, back to the signs, I have not had them I have not had them installed yet. Because there's a QR code on there and I don't wanna put it up without the
Yeah.
QR to connect. There's nothing connected yet, so. Just know that's the delay. There's just a lot of web work. It's not just a simple, back end type of few things. It's a lot more than that and I have to work with comms. And so that's the delay, but know it's coming. Okay,
It's Superior Drive that goes through there. And then the intersection of Central Parkway,
Central
that's what goes
Parkway,
straight
yeah.
towards the,
so a street sign, where would it go
on Superior Drive, ideally right by the intersection of Central Park Way.
Yeah.
Cause that's the little road that goes up to the new dog park.
it's that other street I didn't know.
Yeah.
Superior.
Superior Drive,
Okay,
and the other street is Central Park Way, that's the dead end.
Central Park, I know what that is, but.
Yeah, that's the dead end.
Okay,
Okay, great. And while we're on street sign, remember when you all were just at Grasso while Asti was getting built and we added that sign that pointed towards Grasso?
Mhm.
We need probably a new one that points in both directions. You want that?
yeah,
Cause right now it says museum, historical museum or something, and it points towards Grasso.
Yeah, I think both. And also, if it's all right with the town, at least for now, I'd like to take off that interim. word,
Interim museum, yeah.
Because, it gives the wrong impression.
Yeah.
And since we don't have,
I think, our town manager he's the one who wants the interim word in, cause like every publication, it's Grasso Park Interim Museum and Asti Park Historical
but-
Museum, because it may not always be.
But when you physically go to the museum, I think Asti still directs them to Grasso.
That's been taken. down.
Okay, that came down.
I have it in my office if you want it for the collection.
For the collection?
The
Hang on the
one
wall
that says
storage.
we're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that
going on the
one,
wrong place.
that one's
I
down.
like that. It's like I want the old military sign from the seventies to get hung in the community center. That's propped up on the barn.
But back
think
to
that
your
would look
point,
cool.
Mary, I know that it does sound weird, and I even asked that question. But, I'm just following what the town manager directed us to go with.
Maybe that sign says museum with two arrows, maybe it should say museums.
Museum.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go,
Yep.
because we have to museum,
Mhm.
at least it's good right now.
Mhm.
Huh?
You were the school teacher.
By the way, part of
Just
one
like
of those
that.
signs blew away in the wind last time we had museum opening, all of those boards blew
Sandwich.
over.
Mm.
And the board that was down on Coal Creek, one of the signs in that blew away. We looked for it and couldn't find it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a tough wind day, cause we had the same problem with Grasswood, it got blown over, and those things are heavy.
Yeah, we thought it blew into the flower garden, but we didn't find it.
Do I need to order another panel?
Check and see, because there is an extra panel, and I'm not sure where the
I don't know
arrow
if we
is,
need one on both sides. It was,
at Grasso,
Yeah.
behind the door.
Yeah.
Let me know if I need to order more of those panels.
yeah, we need to look at it.
Well, we think, Mary and I think there's an extra,
I don't think it points the right way.
no, that could be.
I think that the two and the one were the only ones that work to point the right way on both sides of the sign.
That's important.
Can someone let me know? Cause we do, the signs are the exact same, some point this way, some that, just let me know. If I need to order
Which
panels, and
direction?
what arrows,
This is the one that would be located in Asti.
Yeah.
I just need to know what direction the arrow.
Oh,
Yeah, is
okay.
it the left or the right that's missing?
Yeah, and I don't remember. Okay.
Okay.
And any other items? Yeah.
I have three things. Number one is, we didn't cover Roman numeral number 5, about someone not being in her office.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
JG mentioned that.
What was I doing at the time?
Chatting with your neighbor.
Doing museums instead of museum.
Okay, so I'm gonna kick that in class again. huh?
Teachers are the worst students, right? You were talking.
So this was the item that got featured in last Historical Commission Corner, and thanks to my tutor on how to look up stuff on Google, I looked it up, and some people were saying, yes, it's
It looks like a phonograph arm.
Scott, you're a couple seconds ahead of me there. Looked like a faucet of some kind, but then there's also one that said a gramophone arm. And the one in the pictures had an extra piece on the front here that held the needle. So I don't know, since I just made that up for last commission corner, I don't know if I have to follow up and say, we're not 100% sure, but it looks like, but
Yeah.
that's something very
We'll
possible.
probably find it online, the exact one for a phonograph.
Karen,
And then the other thing is,
Let's see.
take some cookies. You want to, do some of your, do you want to come to your desk?
I can't read the other thing.
You want to take some cookies with you?
I'm not sure. I don't,
Was Karen walking out on us?
no, we've got somebody coming to our house at
I tell you,
Okay.
these kids.
window washers at
Look at
noon,
these guys.
Larry.
Oh,
I'm through.
I
I'm
have
through.
something else for other.
Yeah, Mary?
Looking at some of the equipment in the barn yesterday, especially one of the cultivators the plow that we got from Boulder. We need to start getting something in order to start preserving some of the wood on some of those things.
We should probably find out from other museums what is legitimate to use on something.
Mhm.
So we wouldn't put linseed oil on, and they tell us, don't ever put linseed oil on.
Yeah, yeah.
You always see it.
See ya.
Bye.
Take
Have
care.
fun between windows.
All right. Anything else, Mary?
No, that was it for me. Will I investigate that with our neighboring museums then?
Good idea.
Okay.
Mary, could you talk about the water damage or mold that
Oh.
you noticed in the homestead
And
house?
you saw the mold. The homestead house must have a leak in the roof because
Yeah.
when you go into the bedroom, you can see two long, dark patches on the wood on the floor and you feel it and it's damp. So there must be something coming through. And it was there yesterday too, because we had that rain a few days ago.
Mhm.
And,
Thanks for remembering that.
and when you looked to confirm what I'd said, you thought there was mold up on the ceiling, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? And this, Larry, actually, this could be, we could go a couple directions with this. We could potentially use money in reserve to get something done quickly, and I could talk to the grassroots guy who's been working on the outhouse. Or we could hold off a little bit. Well,
We got winter coming along, so
yeah, we do, and I was gonna say, we have that historic preservation budget. But that's all getting used towards the minor memorial. So let me ask the grassroots guy to come take a look. And see what he says,
Does,
because, yeah, that's not good.
Does the grassroots line do historic preservation in
Yeah.
general? That's
Yeah.
good. Because this is one of those places where it'd be good to have the historic preservation plan in place, so we actually have an appropriate maintenance plan instead of just slapping whatever materials on historic buildings.
Right, and to that point, getting a list of vendors that have that expertise.
Right.
But for now, are you okay if I just have him look, and then I can also get with History Colorado, or even, what is it,
Well, I mean,
historic,
it's unlikely he'll do anything that's not reversible, and the important thing is to stop further damage, right?
Exactly.
That's really what's important.
well, I think too, I guess, what is it, the Denver Historic Society, or I forget who it is, but either way, much bigger picture, I'm in need of a vendor list to eventually get, and this is something Larry and I've talked about, I would like to get 3 to 5 different vendors to come out and look at the barn, all of the structures at Grasso, because I had a conversation with our grant writer, and we are very interested in applying for a grant through History Colorado to do some restoration work at Grasso. So, but we can't apply for any kind of grant unless we've already got bids, like quotes to show how much it would cost to get said work done. So that's way off. But I wanted just to let you know that it's just a conversation right now. But I think having that plan and having a list of vendors would do us good on a lot of levels.
That approach may actually circumvent the need for that type of detailed plan and support more of a broader town plan that was discussed at the meeting. Because if you have the vendors out and discussing that stuff, you can kind of just integrate it into more of a practical plan rather than, that long-term thing. If, the roof starts leaking, what do we need to do? Then if some of these repairs are taken care of through this type of consultation you're talking about, I may not need that detailed plan immediately.
But either way, it kind of, like on the public art side, there's a public art policy and maintenance plan.
Yes.
Just so that it's very clear that these things need to be maintained on an annual basis, and this is how, this is why.
Exactly.
So just so that it's clear.
Right.
Like, these are expectations, like.
But the details as far as the materials and things like that would probably be taken care of through the consultation with these product and service providers.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting what you want.
And just a warning, when the grassroots person comes, or Is it deep roots?
deep roots.
Um,
It's a grassroots movement.
That's right. Some years ago, when they got up in the big house to clean out the loft, the attic, they took out many bags full of old, not insect, mammal types of refuse, bags and bags, remember? And so there's probably going to be some of that in between that ceiling board and the roof itself. Yeah, it's, because that's been quite a few years.
Thought about that, yeah, that's been.
And we didn't mitigate that when they did it last time, they just took it out and left it open to happening again.
Well, the little kids get in anyway, I think.
Well, we've got
Big kids,
the
raccoons.
constant cleaning going on now, that's good, it's working, it looks
Yes,
good in the barn.
Yes, and in the house. Yes, very.
Never been back in that attic.
Okay.
Seems like you can install some kind of wire mesh up there,
So,
keep things up.
And perhaps they did. You know,
I was thinking Mary's mentioning too, you know, it's always one of those things, very difficult to trace a roof leak back to its source, you know, it's, be a
Well,
challenge.
sometimes.
Right.
so why don't I'll contact him, and it'll be good just to get an update on the ASTI outhouse. Just to see what all needs to be completed there, and then maybe invite him to come look at this and at least get that ball rolling and go from there. So I'll keep you updated on that.
All right.
That was a big other. But important.
Yeah, well, I that, Mary.
Oh, JT remembered to.
Okay. But I think with that, if all the other is addressed, do I have a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
Oh, my good, Jeremy.
Well, second.
But Maureen seconded.
All right, all those in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Dawn.
Very good, everybody.
Safe travels, Dalton.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Dalton, are you gonna do the summary?
Nope, I just have a lunch.